Hey, it's your boy Sir Rod coming to you with the Sir Rod Show podcast. I am on a mission to bring back common sense. I am having the conversation that need to be had, but I cannot have those conversations without my trusty sidekick, very opinionated, JustTori.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Oh, we're all
Thank
well.
you for joining us.
Yeah,
today.
this is nice. Isn't this nice? I really love the Sir Rod Show, not because it's, our show, but because it gives an opportunity to really connect with the people.
Yes.
And so in connecting with people, of course, you have to stay abreast of social media and things of that nature, what's really happening in the culture, in the cancel culture, because I don't want to get canceled. And I know that I don't want to, but I'm not afraid to say what needs to be said, because on the Sir Rod Show, that's part of the premise. We believe in saying what needs to be said. Now, if you have a problem with it, then don't come on our show, but we don't have problems having people call in or come in as a guest, because for the most part, people appreciate us telling it how it truly is.
Yes.
TI is, right? So one thing I saw on social media that made me want to have this conversation is I was looking around, and there's a lot of discrepancy in regards to DNA. You hear some women that say, oh, a man better not ever ask me for a blood test, for a child. And this is my child. If he doesn't want to take care of it, that's fine. And then you hear some men that say, well, I don't know if the kid's mine, so I don't know if I want to take care of it.
Or they thought it was theirs.
Or they thought it was theirs. 18 years, and she sends them a note, thank you for the child support of the child that's not yours.
They thought that, and then they find out their spouse cheated, and now they're wondering.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. And so even down to in some clinical pregnancies where the wrong sperm has been inseminated, right? Mm-hmm. So it made the question come up in Sir Rod's mind, should DNA be automatic? Anytime a birth certificate required automatically when a child is born.
Okay.
Before a birth certificate is issued, should DNA be done on that child? Married, single, divorced, shacking, doesn't matter. If the child is born, DNA should automatically be done. Do you agree or disagree?
Oh, you want my answer now?
I want your answer.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to say.
I'm just going to say no.
Yeah, just say no, because we have a caller on the line. So when we bring in the caller on the line, we want to have, more of a conversation. And then, of course, we're going to bring in our engineer, Phil, because we need, it's one man and two women. That's not going to fly because, no. I'm not even going to put myself in that kind of position. So I'm going to solicit Phil on my team. Okay. And that doesn't mean he's going to agree with me, because I don't know. I haven't had a conversation with him. He may, but I'm saying yes, DNA should be done, whether they're married, divorced, shacking, single, doesn't matter. Okay. So on the line,
I'm saying no.
You're saying no. So Tori, no. Sir Rod, JustTori, no. Sir Rod, yes.
I'm saying no.
Okay. So Phil, hold your answer, and let's bring in the caller. The caller's name is Kiki. We want to bring Kiki on the line.
Hey, Kiki.
Hey, Kiki.
Hey. Hello. Hi, guys. Hi, Sir Rod. Hi, JustTori.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
All right. Well, we appreciate you being a Sir Rodologist. We thank you. We know that you are tuned in every week to get the latest episode. So the fact that you called in now, we really appreciate that.
Yep. Thank you for that.
It's my pleasure. Appreciate you guys.
So here's the question. Do you believe, and you have the floor, so you can answer it as you will. Do you believe that no, because I need to get Phil's answer. So before you, just give me a yes or no on this, Kiki, and I promise to come back to you. Do you believe that when a baby is born, that DNA should be done on that child automatically? DNA testing. Yes. Kiki is marked down for yes.
Oh, Kiki.
So Kiki and Sir Rod both on yes. Tori is on no. JustTori is on no. So come on in, Phil. Tell us what your answer is.
I'm so sorry, JustTori, but yes, absolutely. Every single time, every single child needs to be DNA
Every
tested.
Every child. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No.
Whether
A requirement?
A requirement.
No.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No.
Just like it's a requirement for them to have a birth certificate, it should be a requirement to have DNA done. So, Kiki, since you're the caller, let's hear why you say yes.
I look at it from the women's point of view and the men's point of view. Number one, with the men, it's been men in the past that has been paying child support for a kid that is not his.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just so something so simple as getting a DNA test can save somebody from getting a whole charge, a murder charge. So
Oh
that's
my
one
God.
thing.
Okay.
That's one thing.
Right.
And then two, as a woman, if you know that this is it could be your husband, whoever. If you know this is his child, it shouldn't be a problem or an issue. You should be gladly, willingly to do it. Let's just get
Correct.
that on.
And that's why.
way.
Okay.
So
I'm
the
gonna let her talk.
child,
Mm-hmm.
right, but and another thing, so that way that child can be in the right last name. You know how many kids are in the wrong last name?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, they're in the Johnson and they're really a Henderson. And then listen, they only know they're a Henderson because they went to the grocery store and somebody said, "You look just like Willie Earl." What?
Yes.
I don't know. Really
Oh, your mama used to miss. Oh, no, baby, nothing. Look, nothing. Go on, baby.
That's what it
Here go you $1. Just call me auntie or call me uncle and all that
But
kind of
who's to
stuff.
say the
'Cause they got the
test
same
would
last
stop
name.
that though?
Who's to say what?
Why would we think a test would stop that? That
Because
could still happen.
because listen at this though. The woman knows that's her child automatically. Automatically, right? Barring that they get switched at birth or something crazy like that, okay? But the woman knows. The man, science affords him the ability to know. Why can't he have science, Dana,
So this
on his
is
side?
for the man to know for sure that he's the father.
For everyone to know.
Who
The
is
child to know.
everyone?
The child to
Right.
know. The mother to know. Because guess what? Old girl might have been, like we said in another
So-
episode, she could have been hoeing or gardening. Okay. And
Yes.
and it's a slippery slope because she could have dealt with one guy in the first part of the month, another guy at the end of the month, and not know that she was pregnant at the end of the month. Or even into the next month, right?
And that's why I say no, that it's required. I think if
Oh, it needs to be
you-
required.
No, I think if you have some doubt, then
Yeah,
yes. go get
if
the
they
test
knew they
done.
had doubts,
I
Just
think
Tori,
if you
they wouldn't
don't-
be
well,
perpetuating these
well,
lies
you
for
know what?
years.
Hey.
Because right, Kiki, a lot of
Sometimes
women
she
run
may not
around.
know.
They know.
She may
Or they
Hey,
have
just
some
like
doubt.
You just said, but one in the beginning of the month. Well, we don't know.
But
We ovulated.
she knew there were some doubts there.
So and
Exactly.
She's not
And
gonna tell that.
Sometimes the baby can come out looking just like whoever the alleged father is because
He
deep
fed
down inside is his brother baby. So I feel like DNA definitely needs to be involved.
But you
Exactly.
should say, "Oh, I think we need to get a test." I think that's something.
As a woman,
As a woman,
a lot of women don't do that. Just Tori, come on.
I don't like the being required. To do
Why?
something.
The person who has nothing to hide hides
No.
nothing.
No. Mm-mm.
If you have
Mm-mm.
nothing to
You're
hide,
Automatically
Take my word for it.
obligated from the day of birth.
Absolutely.
When you flip that umbilical cord,
Bomb.
go on and get the
go on and get that
DNA.
blood right
If
there.
not,
Right
No.
there.
if you
If I
refuse
said you the daddy, you the
to get
daddy.
the DNA,
Yeah.
no, that ain't how that
Now,
works.
if they
I should
refuse
be able
it,
to
then
sign
what?
off. I should be able to say no. I don't want a DNA.
What?
test. Yes, I should be able to.
No.
sign
But
off.
here's the thing: when that child gets older, because look at this, there are kids that are suing their parents for even things as like having a boy circumcised.
Now-
There are little boys that are suing their parents for such.
So I get the test. You get the test done, right?
Yes.
And let's say it's not his fault.
Now, Lucy, you got
What
some
does that-
explaining to do.
But what does that do for the child? I got to go, and now
That lets the
somebody
child know
else,
that
now we
okay,
not together. Like, what are we doing?
that's your fault. No,
No.
that's your fault.
18 years. 18
That's the
years. She got one of your kids. Got you for 18 years.
Oh well,
That's
man.
it right there. That's
Exactly.
it right there.
So
Then
No.
at the same time, you're not thinking about the child. Okay, it's good. It's best
But
for
I
the child to know
am.
who the father is. No.
Yes,
Listen,
I am.
there may be some.
This
some
could be a
family
reason why I
history.
don't want Really Earl to be the daddy. It could be
Really,
a
Earl
reason.
might have some mental issues. And when
Exactly.
your child go to biting the teacher, and now you
Well,
don't know how to
that's
why the child
different.
act like that because
Right.
Really Earl used to act
No,
like
I
that.
know
So
why
Right.
he acted
you
like
need to
that.
know.
right. Oh, but you wanted to be Johnny that baby and not
Johnny
not
gonna
truly
help
Will
take
Earl.
care with these,
And see, this
doctor
is-
Johnny got good
appointments.
credit. See,
Got-
it don't work
got-
like that.
Johnny
yeah.
got good credit.
And see, this
Willie
is
Earl
why-
Johnny
don't.
might have good credit, but Willie Earl might got food stamps. See, hey, it might be a
Nah.
win-win.
It might be a
Either
win-win.
way.
No,
You don't know.
I don't. Yeah, it's just when you get it, and now we're thinking about it as, oh, it's just to confirm. It's really to confirm.
No, I'm
who
thinking
the
about the
parents
child
are.
needs to know their lineage. They need to know if there's a health challenge. They also just need to know for their own identity. Who are you? Where'd you come from? If you are the street boys, the D boys child, if you are the
But
crackheads
what does
child,
So now are
it
we
gives the
saying
child an
everyone
identity.
has to have their DNA on file so we can then pinpoint who the father is?
why not?
Okay.
Absolutely.
So as a woman, if I'm assaulted
Mhm.
and I get pregnant,
Mhm.
Now that's gonna help us now. Who assaulted me?
It
and
would.
Now that doesn't give me the heritage. I may not
It doesn't
want to
give
be with
you
that person.
right.
I may not want that person.
But
in
you're
my
speaking from the
life.
mother. We're
But
talking about
I
the
would
child
want that
state.
person in my child's life, and
That
we
person.
dealt with
We're
that
not even
trauma.
saying because you get a DNA, the person has to be in the child's life.
But that's what
Right.
it
At
sounds
least you
like.
know.
No. The child has the option if they realize my
When they
dad is a
turn 18.
bonehead. Well, a lot of
Mhm.
people decide before the child turns 18 that my dad is a bonehead, or my dad is a liar, or my dad is a whoremonger, or my daddy has 21 children, or whatever. You need to know also in today's society, because although it's a big world, it's a small world. You could be out here sleeping with
Right.
your cousin and don't
I don't
know
want
it.
my child to know I was sleeping around.
Well, that was your fault for being a garden tool.
Exactly.
That's your fault.
The
I
consequence.
don't know.
And it saves a lot of confusion too, because I've seen this witness now. I've seen where a mother has gave birth and she thought it was Rick's child, and she named the daughter Rick Tasia, and come to find out it wasn't even Rick.
It's
Now
Willer.
this baby is stuck with the name Rick Tasia.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
See,
You
she didn't know.
So it just saves.
She
She
didn't.
wanted to be Rick.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, she wanted to be Rick, and then she really didn't know for sure. But
Mhm.
Rick kind of knew it wasn't his, and came to find out it wasn't his.
Mhm.
Not his baby name, Rick Tasia.
Right. Now, how do you answer that? Where you get your name from, baby? My mama was
Right.
a garden tool, and
No.
named me after somebody else.
She was a breakup
Yep.
baby.
Oh, okay.
They broke up.
They broke up.
And then got
what
back
it was.
together. Yeah, it
Oh,
was a
okay.
breakup baby.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
okay.
No,
Okay.
I think it should be a choice. I don't think it should be a requirement.
But who chooses? The mother?
I think
Right.
both of them have to agree to it.
Oh, come on. First of all, you have to
Yeah.
go back and admit there
Or if
may
they
be
take
some
it-
possibility.
If they do it, it should be like what's the not Jerry Springer, but what's the Maury? Well, they can
More
open
appropriate.
the envelope if I want them to. Like,
But you
know
keep
what?
saying
you
if
know how
you.
they have gender reveals.
Yeah.
We're gonna have parent reveals.
Right. And
Yes.
throw it
We
up
have
in
a
the sky
party.
and say, you are not the daddy. Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And you know what? And
the
if they do
color
it that
is-
way,
If the color is white, it's Johnny baby. If the color pops out is
No.
black, it's Jimmy baby.
Right. And,
and let's just say that you go on the show on Maury and you want to discover if the child is. I feel like all exits should be blocked off. It shouldn't have no way to be for nobody to take off running behind the scenes. Stand here like a woman and accept that this is not this man's child. Like,
Right.
flew all the way over here for a
But if you
DNA
got
test when it
doubt-
could have been resolved at the birth.
at the
Yeah.
birth. And then,
If I got doubt and the hospital said, "Would you like us to do a DNA?" Yes.
but
if
see,
I don't have
but
doubt,
just Tori.
I may say no.
No, just Tori. Come on now.
Not to say we
There's a
gonna
bit
do it
of
regardless.
naivete in that. I'm gonna tell you why.
Well,
Because that's coming from the position that
I'm coming from a position that I'm not a whore.
well, she could not be a whore. She could have actually been in two serious relationships, and the timing might have
She a
overlapped.
player.
She might have been a player or a
Exactly.
businesswoman. Okay,
Exactly.
and so it might have had some overlap time. But also, what you're talking about is it's going to take some integrity for a woman to say, hold on. No, but as to Kiki's point, if that dude has taken care of that baby for those 9 months, taken care of her during pregnancy for 9 months, she's not getting ready to jump
If
up and
there's
say,
doubt, he's not helping her out in them 9 months.
no, I'm saying he may be under the belief that it's his. She may hold
Right.
the doubt. Okay. And then once the child is born, now she may whisper to the nurse, can you stick that baby there? Because I'm not really sure. Right. But now for 9 months, she's not going to say that, oh, it might not be his, because she's not going
Right.
to, she's not going to
Of course.
turn off her help. So that's what we're saying. If she knows whether you choose or not, when this
But we're
baby
speaking
comes
from-
out, you're getting stuck.
You guys are speaking from a perspective of doubt, like you're not sure. So
Not
let's do it for
just-
everyone. I think it's a small percentage.
No,
of those
come
people.
on
Yeah.
now.
Oh.
Come on now.
I think most
It's not
people
even doubt.
who have babies know who the parent, their father is.
I think for the most people, yes.
Yeah.
Listen,
But I will say in
I
just
know
about
me.
Mhm.
I know me as a woman. I know who my child's father is. It's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But hey, like, it shouldn't be a problem. Hey, let's just get it out the way at birth. You know, it just.
so if the
I wouldn't have no problems to worry about it because I know I haven't been sleeping
right.
around.
So if the
So
father
you have to
said
look at it at both ends.
I
you
am.
know-
That's what I'm saying. Why is it required?
so what if
Like, why
okay,
can't
Kiki.
it be
So your baby
a choice? We're gonna. Are you okay with us doing a DNA?
your
test?
baby daddy Kiki says to you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, y'all get into an argument. I want a blood test. You say,
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna say?
Yeah, go ahead and pay for it. and when you pay for it, I'm gonna leave them if we ain't already not together. But go right on ahead and pay for it. I ain't finna go
You're-
right on ahead.
and you're gonna leave
Get
why?
the baby and take your time. Because why all of a sudden you want a blood test?
Well,
That's what I want to know.
but because Dana allows it.
And Dana, and he would get the answer for Dana, and it wouldn't be no problem with him getting that blood test at all. You can get it. I wish, and this is why I wish you would have just got it at birth, because this would have saved the argument right here 9 months later.
Right. And so
He
now,
just saved the whole argument later.
but you wouldn't be mad that he asked for one
No, I wouldn't be mad. I would feel some type of way.
because
So both
I
of
wouldn't
y'all
be mad because I don't have anything to hide.
So to that point, you've been with this guy, yeah, like you said, taking care of your child for 9 months, taking care of you, and then he has doubts, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's not required.
May or may not.
He may not have. Now it's, hey, we're gonna do a DNA test. You confident as he is, but he's not. At that point when he says, yes, I want to get a DNA test, are you now feeling some type of way? And I would.
I'm not. I would have felt some type of way because I know what the results is going to be.
You know, but I'm just
The only
saying,
way I
knowing
would feel
that
some
he's
type of
not
way
sure.
if I know.
right, there's something hidden back there.
Well, yeah,
that
that's-
one
that's
night-
Okay, so
another-
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
So let me
you
ask you
now,
this.
he's saying, I'm not sure. You're sure, but he's saying, oh, I'm not sure. Now you
Mm-hmm.
do go into that.
But can he ever really be sure other than what you told him? Can
I
a
think
man?
that's what it is.
So that's why if science balances the scale for us to know, then let's just go ahead and let science
It's a
do their
kiki
thing.
point. If you're not
So,
sure, then
okay,
you pay
Tori.
for it.
Okay, JustTori, let me ask you something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your son is with a female, and you probably heard in the past that she got around town,
Mm.
and all of a sudden she's pregnant.
Mm.
Wouldn't you want to kind of know if this is really your grandbaby or not?
Yes, but
Mm.
that's what I'm saying. It's
Exactly.
my choice to get that. When you say required,
It's not your choice because here's the thing.
But that's
To
the
Kiki's
question.
point, but wait a minute, I hear
Yeah,
her
if I
question.
choose
But
to,
to Kiki's
yes.
point, you would have to ask the mother for it, okay? But if it's mandatory, we don't have to ask anybody.
we just sit
It's-
back waiting.
It's coming down the road. It's happening. So yes,
It's
ma'am. You played with my son for 9 months. That's his baby, and we were just buying little things here and there, keeping the receipt, keeping the receipt. 'Cause you never know. Then when that baby is
So
born,
now I don't have to pay for it, or they don't have to pay for it, because now it's included in the hospital bill.
it's automatically included.
Yep.
And so once
Yep.
that baby gets stuck, and you walk in there, and they say, "Oh, Miss JustTori, why are you here?" Because my grandbaby here. Oh no, that's Willie Earl's baby.
Oh, well, let me put this cotton swab away, because I was gonna do it anyway.
So now you can say,
You know, you can buy them now in the store.
still right across the counter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So-
Exactly.
So now, oh, well, you know what? I have a carload of stuff. Let me just take. Babies are all still open. Let me go take this back
That's
now.
the thing. Now we're talking
Exactly.
about. I think it's. I don't know.
But
I don't
to
like that.
Kiki's point about
Y'all
you
have
know
valid points.
having your son, what I always say is, and I always told my sons this: if you get a girl pregnant, you get a blood test. Regardless,
Mhm.
don't say it's not mine. I don't know. Don't
Or,
say
"I
any of
know
that.
it's
Don't
mine."
do that.
Right.
Don't do that.
So don't
I
play
did.
your hand.
I did not say don't to your. I didn't tell them don't say it's not yours, but I did tell them don't say it is not yours.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
sure. Yeah, I didn't tell them that they had to go around. Oh, I got a baby coming. I didn't say that they had to be the cheerleader, but I also But I did tell them make sure that you don't denounce that you were there, because something my grandmother told me that at the time she said it. My cousins, we thought she was crazy. We didn't know what she was talking about because we weren't even old enough to really be doing anything. And we were talking about this girl who was pregnant, and she didn't really know who the father was. And he was saying, "Oh, that's not my baby." Well, my grandmother overheard us, and she walked by us and she said, just out random, she said, "You can't fish at the lake all day long and throw all the fish back. You're going to have to keep one of them sooner or later." We looked at her like, this woman is crazy. What is she talking about? But who was even talking about fish, But we grew up in an era where you couldn't stop her and say, Nana, what are you talking about? We just said,
Right.
and just let it go. And it wasn't until years later.
You got it.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember
Start
what
throwing
happened.
back fish.
And I said, "Oh, that's what she was talking about."
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, when you
okay,
caught
I
a
got
fish.
it. When I caught a fish on the line, I said, "God darn, a bad line."
I was right.
Yeah, Grandma was
Grandma
right.
was right.
And so that's the thing. If you just have to get a blood test off the top now, because some girls just for spite have got into an argument with the guy, it's not your baby anyway. Now
Oh.
your head is between the sink and the dishwasher.
These so we taking away all this good content to have these great arguments if we do this too. Let's go to
Yes.
Phil. Let's go to Phil. See, now you can't say no more. This baby
go to
ain't
Phil.
yours, no way. Let's see what Phil got to say. He hasn't chimed in yet.
Yes.
And he all up in the camera talking about yes.
I think the only reason why it should be required when the father is available is just for medical reasons, strictly medical reasons.
Okay.
Only reason why I have a special needs child, and we had to find some stuff out through DNA. If I was
Correct.
not available or if I had any doubts, we wouldn't have found out some
Now, I
certain
do
things.
agree
Correct.
with that.
So
Correct.
I
like
the
that.
only reason why I'm saying this, it should just be for medical reasons. Cord blood, if you don't know what that is, please look that up. But yes, that is the only-
CORE blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
Okay.
the only reason why it should be required when the father is available.
When the father is available. So what?
Right.
So what if the father isn't available? It still should be required. Now we just out here looking for somebody.
we just sticking people on the street.
Yeah.
I think that then you
Yep.
do a database. You
Did
create a
Kiki say
database.
yeah?
That's what she said.
That we just poking people.
Yeah, just stick them.
Poking was got
and,
what
and
got
that
you now.
and that all falls on the mother, and you know what, it's like, before we can hand you this birth certificate, we need to get some type of DNA
Absolutely.
implemented, and then because as some women, they do that. They may say, I don't know who the father is. Okay, well, be a woman and figure it out. Now
Right.
listen,
If it's
now,
6
you done put
men,
yourself in a
And then when you
position-
find
Yeah.
that father, now are they going to be required to pay child support?
now that's a different
Is that-
show.
Is it?
That's a different show. That's a
Like
different
once
show.
you sitting in there and you realize it's not the guy who's sitting next to you, it's his child. He like, okay.
If
and
they,
you know
if there's
who
been
it
an
is,
agreement, if
then-
there's been an agreement,
then
it's
do
kind of
we
like
go off?
the-
Like what if I'm married, right? And I stepped out and now
Mm-hmm.
I'm pregnant and we realize it's not my husband
Mm.
because of this requirement. Is my husband still required to take care of this child?
absolutely.
Or should we go
Yeah.
look for Willie Earl?
Yeah. He stepped out, didn't he?
It-
So he stepped on a landmine. You got your foot blown off. I mean, it is
Right.
what
So
it
if he
is.
gonna take care of this
He's
child, that-
obligated. Now I can't speak for what he's gonna do. you may
and
My
he's
husband's obligated to take
but
care of
it's-
somebody else's child.
no, not somebody
No.
else's.
That's
His.
what I'm asking.
he's not obligated, but it's fair for him to decide, and it's fair to him
Correct, because
to,
now
to
he knows.
say yes
now
or
he
no.
knows.
It's not
Right.
fair to him to take care of a child that he thinks is his
Right.
and not his.
Correct.
I
So
think it is.
you have to look at it like that.
But if the husband stepped out and he has a baby across town with La
Uh-huh.
Sharik, okay?
Yeah.
La Sharik,
Mhm.
when she has the baby, they stick the baby. The baby is Willie Earls, who belongs to Miss Mary down the road,
Yes.
okay? Now, he's married to Miss Mary. Now, Miss Mary doesn't have to know that La Sharik had that baby.
Why not?
Mhm.
That's on Mr. Willie Earl to tell that. The hospital
Yes,
has
it
nothing
is.
to do with calling and saying,
There's so many layers. to
no,
this.
the
There's
hospital
so
has
many
nothing to
layers.
do with declaring
now,
it.
Now we want to claim HIPAA.
Exactly.
That's what we want to do now.
Exactly. That is none of
But
their
y'all was
business.
gonna go tell y'all told my husband this ain't his and went and found the daddy, but that wasn't HIPAA.
Hey,
But
that
you
wasn't
gonna tell
HIPAA.
Miss
That was not
Mary-
HIPAA because guess what? He was one of the number. We wouldn't have bothered him if he wasn't the
Right.
number. Miss
Now
Mary
we
was
gonna
not in
tell
the
Miss
number.
Mary. She's gonna keep making.
She
them
was not in the
biscuits.
number. That's all.
Oh,
And when the
Nope.
child comes over and he says this is his niece or nephew or
No.
godchild, I don't know what he may say. Go with that. But we don't have the hospital has nothing to do with that.
Now I do
That's
agree
true.
with the medical thing. I think we should. Do
I think it covers a multitude of things. Medical.
To Kiki's point earlier, what if your child just biting on people and you know they don't run in your family?
and, yeah,
Like,
Exactly.
I need to know. And I think that's even if you know who the father is, because he may not know mental illness runs in his family. He
Absolutely.
like,
Can I give you guys an
Right.
opinion on something too?
absolutely.
So here's what how I think the next 50 years in medical history will run. I think that everybody's DNA will be stored somewhere.
Absolutely.
So you won't even have these questions at all. It'll just match.
It'll pair up as soon as you do a testing.
If
Right.
there is an issue
Correct.
that they know, they will just look in the records.
Correct.
That's it.
They'll say, "Oh no, they are a crayon eater because it's in their DNA.
Say crayon.
Exactly.
Their third cousin on their mother's side used to
This
eat
child-
crayons." Yeah.
Child biting all on the kids and come find out it's Mike Tyson baby this whole time. It just makes sense now. It just
That
makes
part.
perfect sense.
Now it makes
part.
perfect sense. We now know what
Makes perfect
happened.
sense.
Yeah, we now know what happened. So I think that I don't think that you have to tell. You know, they don't have to give like a certificate. Congratulations, you You are the dad.
Yeah.
But I think that
Mhm.
to take out a lot of domestic violence situations, because a lot of men don't find out about their child until that child is a little older, 3, 4, 5,
Right.
10 years old.
Yeah.
You know,
It's kind of like doing a breakup, right? When y'all starting to break up, and then finally, like you said in those arguments,
yeah,
or
it's not your baby anyway.
It's not your
Or
baby.
Mhm.
of someone I know, when she was dying, she knew she was dying, so she
Right.
decided then to tell.
Mm.
But now you ruined this child,
Talk
because this
about-
child
why
is
she just didn't take
17
that
now.
to the grave?
Why you didn't take it to the
Right.
grave? The child is now 17
Mhm.
at the time, and now you're telling this child who you think is your dad is not your dad. The one who you had, and that was a selfish decision, because that person who you lay down with, to her comment was, he was fine, I had to get it. But he was nobody I wanted to
Right.
do anything with. So the fine
Who
factor
among us?
got the fine factor got her crossed up. But you got a baby for it. See, so
Mhm.
that's another element of the gardening. See, if you're going to garden, you have to be a wise gardener. You can't just be in these streets hoeing
Right.
and grabbing babies, because now.
And that also. Oh, sorry, Sir Rod.
No, go ahead.
But even things like that, that also saves like resentment from your kids. You know, sometimes
Absolutely.
some kids will grow up having resentment towards their mother because they never told the truth.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's just all about it. Like everybody wants the truth, and I feel like when a man finds out that a child is his man, he has to be a man and take care of the child, and
Yeah.
a woman has to be a woman to admitting that it could be yours or a possibility of this person.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just be a woman about the situation. Nobody will never judge you that way. You know,
Right.
like sometimes things happen, but
Right.
just woman up about it and let's get it on out the way while the baby is a baby, so we can go ahead and find the right father,
agree
so
with that.
father could be in that child's life.
Correct. And that's a good point you're making, Kiki. The younger the child is, the better off it is.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
because even if the parents fall out as far as break up or have a disagreement, the child won't know. By the time the child comes into an understanding, the child is, they're normal. They grew up with the mom over here and the dad being over there,
Mhm.
and if dad feels like the mom is a 304, then they'll know, don't say that. Don't mention mom's name around dad, because he sees mom as a
Right.
304, So I think that medical reason is definitely a reason.
Yeah.
But I also know of too many instances when a guy signed a birth certificate, and especially depending on your state's law, if you can sign a birth certificate, the child can be named after you. However, if you do not have a DNA paternity test,
Yeah.
Mhm.
that means nothing. That's the first thing that a mother could do if she was in a court battle with the father.
Oh yeah.
Is just simply say it's not his. Now
Yep.
that's going to slow it up, because now he has to go get a paternity test. But if he had a paternity test, he's ahead of the game. Okay.
Yep.
And so I just think that for so many reasons, I hate to hear some women say, "Oh, if he asks for a paternity test, I'm gonna, wring his neck, or I'm gonna be so
yeah.
offended." Why? If you know you haven't done
Because
anything,
it's an attack on your character.
Okay, but here's
I
the
think
thing.
That's what it is.
Is it?
It is.
But is it?
It is.
How so?
Because if I've told you that this is your child or I'm pregnant from you, we expect for you to trust that. Once you
What?
say, I'm just saying.
What?
It is.
No.
So once you cast that doubt and say, well, I want to test, now you feel like you're attacking my character because I told you
Right.
that this is your baby.
But chances are the person who came up pregnant was not a virgin. Chances are. Okay.
Mhm.
I get all.
So
I'm
since
just
it's-
saying as
So since it's not
If
your first
you-
rodeo, why should I automatically take your word that, yeah, you only seeing
Right.
me?
But even like you said, Kiki, go ahead and get the test. Spend your money, get it, because I know this your baby. It's you have to admit that part of you like, I can't believe he actually think I'm out here cheating on him, and this probably ain't his baby. A part,
Hey,
a
but
part
I'm
of
gonna
that-
get the
I
last
get
laugh,
it.
so
I'm
it
gonna get
wouldn't
the last
bother
laugh,
me.
but a part of me gonna be like, I can't believe you would even think this ain't your child. You won't. You
Right.
don't trust me like that.
Hey,
So-
but you know what? I've seen females, and I can honestly admit, I've been one of those females like, well, you know what? This ain't even your baby.
See?
And they go to doubt right in somebody's head, right? And I said it before.
Exactly.
I just said that before.
Right.
And I know it was his baby,
But
but
it's
I
coming out
just,
of a place of hate when you said that.
But as a man,
but
we want to
it's
believe it's out of hate, but it also
no,
has
it's
just
coming
planted
out.
a seed
Yeah.
that we can't shake. So
And
tomorrow,
him asking has planted a seed. Not
it
knowing
shouldn't.
it, but it does. It's planting a seed as well.
I could see that in some aspects.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It plants a
Absolutely.
seed for me too.
Absolutely. But I also know that some women in that have been in that situation that I know personally were more of a hypocrite. They wanted you to think, "Oh, I'm innocent. Oh, how dare you question
I know
me?"
some too. I've counseled them.
That's what I'm saying. So
I've counseled them.
they have the nerve to say, "Oh, I can't believe he asked me for. Can you believe?"
And I'm like, yes, I can.
And you're sitting there saying, "Now you have been known
you
to
know.
shake something. Don't do
Yes.
that." Now you might not have done it this time, but
Yeah,
your
come
energy, your way of thinking, come on now. So Phil,
I took you to his house.
exactly.
Let's stop.
Yeah, and I picked you up on Monday over
Yes,
there.
come on, I saw
So
you.
stop that. Stop
don't
playing,
do that.
And if we tell
Right.
the truth, the first baby doesn't even
Now
look
in
like
the
his
streets,
daddy.
I was with him.
Yeah.
My
And see,
friend
this is
ain't
why
like
you're
that.
supposed to.
Right.
Hey, I look at it like this. This is why you deal with men with big noses and big heads. So those questions ain't got to be asked. Baby, come out with a big nose. You just know big
I was wondering where
nose.
she was going.
Big
I was
nose,
like,
Mike,
uh-oh,
baby. There you go.
uh-oh, big nose, okay. But I never looked at it like
Big
that.
nose. So they have distinguished features.
Yes.
And if they don't have that, but then what happens if your baby is the one that doesn't come out with it?
You're right. And then that's the case if your grandmother's still around, you just as
Run
a
the
man,
baby
you
by
take the
there.
baby to your grandmother's house.
Ain't nothing like that.
The grandma's gonna be the first one.
Oh,
That's Dana all day right
Yeah.
there. That ain't my grandbaby.
Yeah.
Got my
Grandmas
lips.
always know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do
They're
know.
going to say, wait a minute now. You know what? That baby, they bend their arm just like Willie Earl used to when he was a baby. Yeah, that's your baby. Go ahead
Right.
and start paying.
And they gonna say it loud.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I don't think this your
Yes.
baby.
Yeah. You say that's whose baby? Baby. Baby. Go get that. Go get another one. Come back.
He cross-eyed it. This baby ain't cross-eyed.
Ain't nobody cross-eyed in our family. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. This is why we
That's
definitely
how I
need
start.
Dana, because in some communities that grandmama has messed up some families also. Yeah. Because myself, I'm left-handed, and there's no one on my dad's side was left-handed when I came.
Uh-oh.
No one.
Wow.
Okay? And if I have to squint to think about somebody on my mother's side that's left-handed.
Okay.
Okay. Now my
Do
grandpa,
your mama like this on this podcast.
you know what I'm saying?
Don't do your
I'm just
mama.
saying what it
You
is.
know what?
It
I
is
need
what
you-
it is. I'm gone.
I need you to come
I'm
to the
gone.
finish
I'm
line
out.
about this.
I'm out. I'm gone.
Okay.
So my grandfather originally was like, "Ooh, I don't know." So my mother, being my mother, said, "Well, you can tell my dad told my mother, my daddy said he didn't. Well, you can tell my dad, tell your daddy I said kiss my ass. I mean that's what my mother said, right?
Yeah, exactly.
so little, of course, later, then,
Yeah.
they were married, and I am my dad's child, and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. And my grandfather
But
worshipped
every time
me.
you picked up a fork.
Oh no,
he-
no.
he looked
He
at you
worshipped me.
like,
Oh no,
huh.
no. He worshipped
Every
me.
time he got
But
mad
at
your
first,
mama,
he
you
got mad at
pick
my
up
mother.
that
Yeah.
fork, and, hey, he be like, look at this left-handed Negro right here.
Yeah, whose child is
Where you
this
get
now?
that
Yeah,
from?
yeah, we get that from.
He
All
right
right,
here
yeah.
thinking differently and stuff.
Exactly.
He got
So-
a lot
Oh
of his
my
own.
God.
But he was like, this is because I was the youngest grandchild, so I could do no wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he told my mother that. But my mother, she's
Oh, I
Mother
know.
Sir Rod. She knows
I
how to
know.
send it back over there. You
Yeah.
come
Kicked it
across
back
the
over
line,
there.
she kicked it right back across there. Like, no. Let me help you catch this revelation. So, Kiki, we appreciate. Go ahead. Go ahead. What you were gonna say?
No, go ahead. I love it. I appreciate you guys so much.
Well, we appreciate you
Yes.
for tuning in and being part of the conversation. And I'm glad
This is a
that
great
I
conversation.
won against JustTori that yes, DNA
Mhm.
should be required. And even though
Yes.
Phil said because of medical will, I'll take a win any kind of way I can
can
get
take
it.
that win.
I'll
Yep.
take the win. They
And
definitely,
always remember what they say, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. So hey.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I had an Aunt Kurt that taught me this. She said, a baby doesn't bring a daddy home. So be mindful
There you
when,
go.
as a girl, when you're out
There
here
you
dropping
go.
and getting these babies, don't think that's gonna bring a daddy home. But at least if you get the DNA, you'll know who the real daddy is.
He still ain't
I
coming.
love it.
He still ain't coming.
No, he may not come because you may have the
Now
one
he's
who's
got a
who's
name.
helping to take care of the baby, because the one who made it might not be the one who's taking care of it. That's a different
Exactly.
story.
Right.
You know, that's a different
Yep.
story. So Kiki,
Yep.
we appreciate you.
Thank
Thank you for being a
you.
loyal Sir Rodologist.
Yes.
Like always.
Continue to listen
Can't
to
wait
us.
for next week's subject.
Oh, well, trust me, it's a good one. It's a doozy.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
doozy. So when you get the opportunity, you know, if you hear a conversation that you want to be a part of, don't hesitate to jump in
And bring some
Gotta say that's my
suggestions, too.
favorite. It's not a problem.
and send us some. Send to JustTori just said send some suggestions to
Okay.
info at the Sir Rod Show.
And thank you, Phil.
I will.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you so much, Sir Rod. Thank you, JustTori.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Phil, too.
See ya. Thank you.
Okay, so again, this has
Let's
been
give your serology on this, which we kind of already
my
know.
Sir Rodology on this is very simple. I think that he who has nothing to hide, you should hide nothing. It is not always as simple as, oh, I'm pregnant. It's yours. Okay, honey, I'll take care of it. It's not always that simple. Because Dana allows us to know, Dana being DNA, then by all means, let's utilize every tool that science has afforded us to find out, for whatever your reason is. If it's for health reasons, just because you want to know, or the baby's left-handed and no one in your family is left-handed, whatever your rationale is, utilize it to tap into the science to find out whose child it is and go from there. If you want to keep the secret after that, that's your prerogative. You can keep it, but at least you would know, and at least he would know if you chose to share it with him. So that's the Sir Rodology on that.
Right.
So we ask that you continue to watch the Sir Rod Show. Follow us on all social media platforms. Please go over to Patreon and help us grow the show by subscribing and becoming a Sir Rodologist. You can find us on all social media platforms at the Sir Rod Show. Until the next conversation, I am Sir Rod.
And I'm JustTori.